What is up, fellow nerds? It is your friend Connor Doe here with Always Nerdy TV, giving another Big Brother video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 villains of Big Brother. When we factor these different villains and who's better than others, we're going to be comparing their audience appeal, competitive nature, as well as their overall gameplay. Starting off the list at number 10 comes from Big Brother 1. My god, yes, all the way back in 2000. William Collins, aka Will Mega.
So is everyone ready?
Yeah.
I guess so. The first nominee is William.
Yes. Haters.
All right.
I, on the other hand, personally loved the first season, considering that it was such a new game at that time, and it was such a diverse cast that we will never see that particular arrangement of people again. During a rare time of Big Brother where the house guests nominated each other for the block, and then America voted you out, it was vital that you won the heart of America, and this was just not Will Mega's plan.
All right, who voted me out? Speak up.
He only formed a few relationships, one with Jordan, a stripper that was brought into the house, and as well as one with Cassandra, who became a motherly figure to Will Mega, offering him advice to maybe cool his jets a little bit with some of his ideologies. Will Mega should be noted in Big Brother history as the first ever competitor to throw a challenge, as well as the first ever player to nominate a one-legged man for eviction. But it's alright, Eddie has his day in the end. William was the enemy of the American people because he did things that were really hypocritical, like calling Eddie, somebody who lost his leg due to cancer, privileged. It's very frustrating to see stuff like that, and that's why America hated him, and then later revealed that he was at one point a member of the Black Panther Party. So a lot of things were going against this guy, Will Mega, and unfortunately, he hasn't appeared back on Big Brother since. Not surprising.
All right, who voted me out? Speak up.
Coming in at 9 from season 4 is actually Allison. Now, this was a very interesting season considering they brought in a lot of the house guest exes to really stir up the pot. A lot of the self-deserving comments that Allison made really made her a villain in this season, but also nominating and evicting Robert really put her on the evil side, next to June. But unlike the movies, sometimes the villains win, and as I mentioned earlier, she won the HOH, taking June with her to the final 2. While the jury was so upset that these were the final 2, they almost threatened not to even give their votes. Fortunately for Allison, she reappears in season 7 as a more mature woman and expresses her romance and new affectionately loved Donnie. They appear on The Amazing Race and don't do very well, but they were the first couple from Big Brother ever to appear on The Amazing Race as well. Her complaining nature puts her on the list here at number 9. Coming in at number 8, the lovable rat, Ronnie. Tell it like it is, man.
I told everyone in this fucking house I want him out. I told every one of you, I said I want him fucking out. I think he's a fucking rat. In my DR, I said, he's a fucking rat.
Ronnie came into the game a married man at the age of 30 who loved to play video games for more than 6 hours a day. Favorite game, Rat Race. Now, he's also described as an extreme Big Brother fanatic who could recite all the evictions in order. Unfortunately, he didn't remember that you can't play the game too hard too quickly. Ronnie was trusted by Jesse in that side of the house not to convey that Brayden was going to be backdoored week 1. And unfortunately, he provided that information to Brayden and his alliance, so they all campaigned for Brayden to stay. Then, of course, the vote comes, Braden goes home, and everyone feels betrayed by everybody, staying up in his HOH room and literally locking the door to any house guest. He just pouted that whole week, and man, did he enjoy going home, it seemed, because nobody else wanted to talk to him. Coming in at number 7 is season 15's very own Andy the Red Heron. What made Andy Heron so villainous in this particular season was his ability to jump from alliance to alliance and vote with the majority every single week. Every week. In wrestling terms, Andy had what we would call organic heat. And it was because he was playing the game and lying and deceiving like you have to in the game. What makes Andy a villain is the same thing that makes Ian and Will a villain, is that their ability to just lie to somebody's face without giving any indication of what's going on. By winning the last 2 HOHs, Andy selected who he wanted to come to the final 2 with, picking Spencer or Gina Marie, and he chose Gina Marie. I'm not sure how much of Gina Marie's racist comments and the backlash she was receiving that Andy knew about, but I definitely know that picking her cemented his win in the final 2. Not that Spencer would have done much better. Coming in at number 6 is a villain for a much different reason. Shannon made her appearance in Big Brother Season 2 as an athletic fitness coordinator and fell in love with a guy named Will Kirby, inevitably moving in with him. Shannon's vindictive nature didn't come out until much later throughout the season, but it was slowly progressing and I could slowly see it eating Will's heart away. Hey, you may have been the first female member of Chilltown, but you have no chill. Her most infamous moment, and the one you probably are most familiar with, is her taking All-American boy Hardy's toothbrush and cleaning the toilet with it. Let's check a clip of that. No chill! Oh, season 15. So many villains to choose from. We've already talked about Andy and Gina Marie a little bit. But let's get into number 5. Erin from season 15 comes in at the number 5 villain. In week 1, she felt like she had the house majority, evicting Alyssa. At the time, that was Rachel Riley's sister, and knew that she had an advantage over every other house guest. This, however, became her downfall, and it may have led to an emotional outburst where she made racist and homophobic comments that were read back to her during her eviction interview.
So, when you say the intention was not to hurt anyone, let me just read back a few of the things you said. Referring to Candace, you said, "Be careful what you say in the dark. Might not be able to see the bitch." Referring to Helen, you said, "Shut up. Go make some rice."
I didn't.
And referring to Andy, you said, "No one's going to vote for whoever that queer puts up." Can you see how those things can be interpreted as racist and as homophobic?
I do. I do not remember saying those things, and those things were not meant to be. That was not meant to be serious. And if I said those things, I feel horrible for that, and I regret that. I don't even know what else to say about that, but I'm not.
There's literally no recovering from that, and she did do well in the game. You can't argue that. She won 4 HOH competitions and lasted until week 9. Surprise, surprise, she got really far though. There's no amount of gameplay or competitions that you can win in order to evade other people from thinking that you're a racist or a homophobe after making those particular kind of comments. And unfortunately, that's why she makes number 5 on this list. Coming in at number 4 is none other than Season 8's Evil Dick Donato. Being shacked up with his daughter, who he hadn't talked to in many years, was very frustrating for Evil Dick. And when he and her were put on the block on day 14, he exploded, becoming a maniacal, crazed man. On day 42, when he and his daughter were again put up on the block, he went around the house attacking people's sexualities, their religious beliefs, or any personal beliefs they had.
Important to me that Danielle stay. What I have to do is to not only get the 5 to hate me, I have to get them to despise me.
It's at this particular time that Evil Dick turns face and becomes a hero to the audience. However, the house guests turn on him for the rest of the season, even though he and his daughter make it to the final 2. The evil part about Dick is that he had no ceilings, no reservations, and he did whatever it took in order to get further in the game. And man, when that rock music hit, was it time for him to explode and the house guests to suffer. Coming in at number 3, somebody we could never let win, of course, Big Brother 18 and 19's own Paul. After getting arguably robbed in Big Brother 18 from Nicole, production brought Paul back for Big Brother 19, but set him up for the easiest season he could ever have. Along the way, Paul continued to lie and lie to other house guests, knowing who was in which clique and who wasn't, and that is a part of the Big Brother game. But what he didn't do was ever own his game, and that's why he makes number 3 on this list. Obviously, this is just my opinion, but you don't really ever attack somebody's military service, even if you think it's a game move. That being said, if you want to create a villain, that's how you do it. And he led the way in this bully campaign while hypocritically shouting the word friendship all season. It was stupid to watch. Don't get me wrong, it would be hard for anybody to expect the bitterness that was Marlena and some of the other house guests. However, this guy was a complete asshole. Rounding third base and heading home for our number 2 spot on the top 10 most villainous Big Brother players is none other than Dr. Will of Season 2.
Every day I walk the fine line between confidence and being cocky. I really am the world's leading authority on fat 70s clothes.
Dr. Will knew at the beginning of the game that this was a social experiment and that you had to create bonds with other people. So he formed the Chilltown Alliance with Mike Boogie and Shannon. However, they really sucked. They got evicted week 2, Mike Boogie did, and Shannon got evicted week 4. They were terrible. After Will lost his alliance members, he formed an alliance himself with none other than Hardy and Nicole. This alliance actually drug him to the end and is what caused him to win, even though he was outright and outspoken hating the other housemates, telling them he's going to evict them.
Second to Kent, Boogie was voted out that week. When Shannon came in second to Hardy, Shannon was voted out that week. Time and time again, it's been shown that if you do pretty well at the HOH competitions but don't win, you get ousted. Whereas if you lose them very quickly, such as the things that Monica and I have done, then you stay for a while. I'm either going to win it or lose it very quickly.
The fact that this guy was not only telling people to their face he was going to send them home, but was also throwing competitions is mind-boggling. And I don't understand why the other house guests didn't see that. However, good for Will. And it makes him number 2 on this list of top 10 villains of Big Brother. Let's see who number 1 is. But before we do that, let's go into some honorable mentions. Some of the honorable mentions that I didn't have room for on the list here, but would love to put on. Danielle Reyes from Big Brother Season 3 was a very good villain of her season. I would like to include Mike Boogie, of course, from Season 7, convincing Erica they were in a showmance. Also, Yvette from Season 6 created the Friendship Alliance, but her clashes with Kesar and others didn't help her cause very much. As I mentioned earlier, we have Gina Marie as well as Amanda Zuckerman from Big Brother 15. And lastly, I'd like to include Justin from Big Brother Season 2. When he put the knife to Chris's throat, it was a little bit stepping over the line. And coming in at number 1 for your top 10 Big Brother villains. If you don't know who this is by now, you may not be a Big Brother fan. None other than Dan Giesling of Big Brother 10 and 14.
I'm Dan, and the other house guests are gonna get schooled.
All right, my name's Dan. I'm from Dearborn, Michigan, and I teach at a Catholic school.
I know some things are gonna go down that are probably gonna be contradictory to my faith, But when I get out, I will go to confession and get that taken care of.
And boy, did he need to go to confession after that season, because man, was he lying up his own ass. Dan from Big Brother Season 10 is on this list, the same reason why Dr. Will is on this list, and Andy Heron from 15. It's because his indiscriminate nature to lie. Get farther in the game. That's his focus. One of the most notorious moments of Dan's Big Brother career is when Jerry called him a Catholic school preacher Judas. He called him Judas. Now, it's because of his lies and his deception, but that's what the Big Brother game is all about. And it's really why he's on this list as the #1 villain.
Dan, I'm very sorry that you're not there. And let me tell you, you kind of walked around the house wearing a cross, toted your Bible, told Jesse up in the HOH in the second week that you would give up your religion before you'd break your word. You would always be Judas in my house.
I just like the sound.
I understand that.
Understood, Dan did. He understood that he might be gone, but little did he know he was saved in a couple other twists similar to Evil Dick Donato. The fact that Dan made it all the way to second place in season 14 is astounding. That being said, that's why he made #1 on our most villainous players of Big Brother. So that wraps up our list of top 10 villains. I appreciate you guys checking us out. And here's a list of our newest subscribers. Thank you guys also. Couldn't do it without you. From one nerd to another, have a good goddamn day.